up, Googans? Beef?
Drew.
It's After Drill. You know it. You love it. Brought to you each and every single solitary day except the weekends because even power brokers like us need rest. Brought to you by our friends at the UPS store in Ponte Vedra Beach. Fly away, little Drew.
Located at 830 A1A North in Tournament Plaza. Locally owned and operated by our friends, the Duncans, serving the community. For the last 25 years, all your printing needs, whether it be business cards, yard signs, planners, brochures, you name it, they got you over there at the UPS store in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. You can reach them at 904-285-2345. That's 904-285-2345.
Brotherhood here. I didn't know we were going backwards lids today, so we'll turn them around.
That's
Continuity.
right.
Fellowship and camaraderie, as my friend Hacker would say.
That's right.
Big blow for the Jags. They confirmed yesterday the torn ACL for Cam Robinson, so his season is over. Doug Marrone says, and I agree with him, O-line's a premium position. There's not just, dudes hanging around who are ready to come in and contribute at a starter level. So, their solution is in-house. It's Josh Wells, and everybody else is going to have to chip in. And, it's a huge blow, Drew. It's a huge blow.
It just comes to be one of those things, basically, when you're going to face an elite pass rusher, you'll probably have to do some things schematically to help out Wells. But to be honest, obviously Robinson's the better player, but I don't think he's played particularly all that well.
That's kind of been the knock on him, hasn't it? Game
and a half, or really even through the first season of his career. I mean, I think even last year, a lot of people thought he played a lot better than he actually did. Again, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. Obviously, now the Jags are down 2 starters in Marquise Lee and Cam Robinson. That's not something you want to keep adding up there.
Right.
But if this is the only blow to the Jags, I think especially because you have Norwell over there now, I think you'll be okay.
Right. Well, that's the big thing. I mean, like you said, unlike if this had happened last year, you're not sliding in your backup left tackle next to Pat Omame, and then you're in real trouble.
Yeah.
You've got Norwell there on the left side, and you feel like if you slide Wells in there and then you get him some help when you're dealing with elite guys, you should be all right. You should be able to weather the storm. It's not ideal, obviously, but like you said, that a lot of the the experts, the analysis is that Robinson. It wasn't exactly like he was playing at a super duper high level. He's clearly, like you said, he's clearly the starter. He's clearly the better player.
Right.
But it wasn't this wide gulf.
Right.
And look, Wells has been in their system for years now, and he's an experienced guy. He played great against New England. Now that being said, that was after Flowers went out, and they're not exactly a stout pass rushing team to begin with.
Right.
So it was a light duty day for Wells. But he's going to have games that he's going to be tested a lot more, and they're going to have to, like you said, schematically they're going to have to help him a little bit. They're going to have to send a tight end over there to chip or something to try and help, because it's not going to be the best situation. Josh Wells one-on-one with elite level pass rushers. We'll see what happens this week with Tennessee coming in, the dreaded Tennessee Titans, and Sunshine. It looks like we may see Blaine Gabbert. We'll see what the deal is, man. Beef to the O-line. No. I've got bad feet and very poor technique. I had numerous people yesterday. We brought this up yesterday on After Drill, Drew, but I had numerous people call up or text in to suggest the Jags go get Joe Thomas, which just, look, I don't expect people to keep up on the comings and goings of every retired NFL player, but if you haven't seen Joe Thomas, the former Browns left tackle who retired after last season, Joe Thomas has lost all of the weight. He's lost 50-plus pounds. He's been doing a lot of CrossFit training. He's in stupendous shape, but he's lost all the weight. He's not a left tackle anymore.
Right.
He's just a big, fit dude. He can't come in and play tackle. He looks more like a tight end than he does a tackle.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for the Jags in this injury is not going to be the drop off between Robinson and Wells. I think it's now their obvious lack of depth there. If a guy like Wells is to get hurt, because you got no. I mean, I think they got maybe one other guy. Other than that, I mean, the Jags depth-wise really have nobody else to plug in there. So I think to me that's the bigger problem now. Is okay, now your safety blanket and Wells is kind of gone and used up, and we're basically you made it a game and a half before you had to use that.
Well, and they showed confidence in the group that's in the building with the roster move yesterday. They didn't go out and pick up a guy off of waivers or a dude off their practice squad to slide into that offensive line rotation. Instead, they brought Rashad Green back into the fold. So they lose Cam Robinson, and they fill that last roster spot with a wideout. So they're confident with the offensive line group they have just being a man down. But like you said, if another guy gets hurt, especially one of those tackles, man, it's gonna get real fast. For this team, and that could really hurt. Right now, I think they can weather the storm, like you said, with a little bit of help from our friends, as the song says. But yeah, I think they can weather it right now. But another injury on that offensive line would be real bad. That being said, we've got a team coming in who always plays them tough, but my God, the Titans are not very good.
They're not good. The Jacksonville should definitely win this game.
They really should.
It's almost to the point where I don't see how the Titans and Blaine Gabbert come in here and win this. Like, I don't see a path to victory for them. I just really don't. I would borderline call it almost like if someone said, "Would you lock in?" I would lock in a win. I don't see how the Jags lose this game. I just don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, we said that last year too, and granted, the last Titans game was there was nothing to be gained from playing anybody or winning that game because everything was set. All it did was allow the Titans in the playoffs, but again, it didn't affect you really. So it didn't matter. But losing that first game of the Titans, again, that was a team they felt like they should beat, and they didn't. They came back from that home opener, or that road win. Houston, they came home and they laid a stink egg.
At least that was a fringe playoff team, though. They were able to go to KC and win that game remarkably. Nobody really knows how they came back in that game.
Especially since KC, by all accounts, wanted to lose that game. So they could cut bait on Alex Smith.
Right.
Or, I mean, the Titans wanted to lose that game. My bad. The Titans wanted to lose that because they could cut bait on Mike Mularkey.
Right.
And somehow they won in spite of that. But yeah, it was that's the Andy Reid factor, and that's why I keep talking to Jeff because I love Jeff, but he's very high on Andy Reid, and which understandably, Andy Reid's a great coach, but man, he always pees down his leg in January. It's just the Andy Reid way. So while I'm real high on Pat Mahomes and what we've seen so far, and the Chiefs are tough and going to be a tough out week 5 when the Jags roll up in there, right now I'm not overwhelmingly concerned about what the Chiefs are going to do in the postseason. A long way to go with what is, in essence, a rookie quarterback for Kansas City. But look, I mean, the power rankings are out. You look around the league, it depends on what service you look at. Jags seem to be 1, 2, maybe 3 right now in the power rankings. Although I got a laugh out of Bleacher Report's power rankings as they had the Jags number 1, but then you're reading the little blurb that they put after the ranking, and it said that, in the matchup against New England, Jalen Ramsey essentially neutralized Rob Gronkowski. Well, that's tough to do when you're never on the guy.
Sure.
It's real hard to neutralize a guy when you never cover.
It's already known.
And I love Jalen.
Yeah,
but that shows you didn't even.
It was Tayshaun, obviously.
Yeah, Tayshaun shut down Rob Gronkowski. They didn't even. Did they watch the game? It was kind of the marquee game
just
in the league week too.
They look at the score and they go, "Wow, nice."
Yeah, Jags. It depends on who you look at. ESPN had him number 2 behind the Rams, so it depends on who you look at. Different outlets.
Matthew says, "I'm saying 27-3." Look, I don't think you're gonna see. Here's the difference, though. I don't think you're gonna see the Jags offense you saw against the Patriots. That's an offense that literally, I think they go, obviously, like most coaches, they go game by game of what they think they need to do to win that football game. Right. I think that's how the Jags felt they needed to win that football game. They went out and they did that. Leonard Fournette should be back for this game. I think they played this one a little bit closer to the vest. I expect a 2-score game. I don't expect 27-3.
No.
Don't expect Blake Bortles to go out and throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns every week. It's just not going to happen.
I'm thinking more like 17-10, 24-13 type game.
Yeah.
I still like the Jags to win. I still like them to win comfortably because this is a rotten type.
The Jags aren't going to blow a lot of people out. It's just not really how they...
It's not the way they're built.
It's not how they do things. So I think, they'll get themselves a comfortable lead and they'll kind of just coast off the defense. It's kind of just, that's what they feel most comfortable doing. And again, it's all about winning football games, not taking risks if you don't have to. The Titans are not a team you have to take a ton of risks against, in my opinion. Again, I think the Jags won by 2 scores, but I don't expect them. Blake Bortles threw the ball 45 times against the Patriots. That is not going to happen. He's not throwing the ball 45 times against the Titans.
No, I mean, unless, of course, if Blaine Gabbert starts, he may see the ball so many times. He ends up throwing 45 times just based on a normal pass run balance.
Sure.
Because we'll just have the ball so damn much.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the case with Sunshine rolling in.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like Sunshine.
No.
Not at all. My God, you
He's done nothing for us.
My goodness, you were such a bad player.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, he's done nothing except beat him last year.
Right, so that was
when
cool.
he was with the Arizona Cardinals.
That was cool.
A real kick in the giblets.
Yeah, it was.
We can't lose to Blaine Gabbert 2 years in a row, man. We cannot, fam.
No.
We cannot.
No.
Unacceptable.
No.
I'm not even entirely sure if you should show up for week 4 if you lose to Blaine Gabbert.
That's it.
Week 3, just wrap it up. Say, we're sorry, we blew it. The season's over. Bye. So we're excited, man. And, did you watch Monday Night Football at all last night?
I watched it a lot. It was one of the most boring football games I've ever watched, but I made about 3.5 quarters in and then said I wasn't going to watch it anymore.
It's, you didn't watch a lot of him, obviously, because he was out in Oakland and it was on the West Coast.
Khalil Mack's really good.
Khalil Mack is a monstrous football player, and anybody who thought giving up a first and a second or 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack was highway robbery, it was beyond worth it. Beyond worth it. This guy is an absolute freak of nature, and the Bears, huge winners for the Bears. I know Mike Renner.
Not worth it for the Raiders, excuse me. They screwed up.
Yeah, the Raiders really messed it up. Big time. Big time. Now, Mike Renner over at PFF has a whole thing, today he's talking about how, he doesn't think it was a bad move by the Raiders, and, that if he said, you get 2 first-round picks, and you get some cap flexibility, and if you're able to go out and sign a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence in the offseason, his quote was, John Gruden looks like a genius if all that unfolds. But that's a big if, dude.
Maybe it has potential to work out for the Raiders, but most people would just say, hey, I'll give up a future Hall of Fame pass rusher for 2 first-round picks. You'd say no.
I get it. The Raiders aren't in a position to contend right now. But they gave Derek Carr $125 million because they think he's a franchise quarterback. And if you think you have a franchise quarterback and you think you have a franchise player on defense, the time to get from not contending to contending is not that long.
And guess what? You're not going to win games in this league if you can't rush the passer.
And the whole point of having first-round picks is you hope, you pray, you wish, you beg that one day you will hit on a Khalil Mack. So when you get that guy, you do not trade him for what will, in essence, end up being a couple of mid to late first-round picks. Look, the Bears, they may not go to the postseason, but they're going to win games this year. They're going to win a handful of games, maybe 6 or 7 games. They're going to be picking middle of the first round in that like 12 to 18 range. And then if they continue to develop, they'll probably be a fringy playoff team next year. So you're talking another, mid-teens to 20s first-round pick. What are you getting with that, Raiders? What are you getting? Nothing. Nothing that competes with Khalil Mack.
Yep.
And I don't care what you got to pay him. And I think that's ultimately why this deal got done. It's not because the Raiders are stupid, even though they are. It's because their owner and his idiotic haircut and his dumb wood-paneled van and every dumb thing about him ultimately is a cash-poor owner.
Yeah.
He's
didn't have
rich.
the money to pay him.
He's rich, but he's a cash-poor owner. He did not have the cash to sign Khalil Mack to a deal and pay him that bonus money up front. And that's pathetic, man. That's pathetic. If that's the reason you dumped Khalil Mack is because you are a cash poor owner, then get out, bro. Because Oakland doesn't deserve that. Vegas doesn't deserve that. No NFL market deserves that sort of cash poor ass owner who can't play when you've got a Hall of Fame talent.
We wouldn't know nothing. We wouldn't know nothing about that in Jacksonville.
We wouldn't know nothing about being cash poor, baby.
Connie!
The stash got the cash.
Woo!
And he's not afraid to throw it around. Pay JR. We love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.